Hello and welcome to Health Live at Seniors Today. We are delighted to have here with us Dr. Monica Sood, who's a senior Ayurvedic physician. Before I speak about what she's going to speak about, let me introduce her. Dr. Monica Sood is a qualified physician in Ayurvedic medicine and surgery, an MBA in human resources, international business and law. She's completed a course in Cancer Metastasis from the John Hopkins University in the US and Thoracic Oncology from the Michigan University. An award-winning doctor, Dr. Sood is managing director of the 101-year-old Navjivan Group, a leading company dealing with Ayurvedic pharma and healthcare. She is joining us from Chandigarh, where she is based. Welcome to Health Live at Seniors Today.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for this honor that today I'm going to speak to you and keep some of my views and share my views with you for your benefit.
So, viewers and readers of Seniors Today, we have been conducting the Health Live sessions for the last four years. In June 2020 is when we've conducted. And we've done a fair number of sessions on the Health Live series. And we've had a host of doctors who have been here. And as you are all aware, we invite all of you to ask questions to the doctors. And some of you have asked questions about Ayurvedic medicines, right? Ayurvedic medicines, and most of the doctors tell us over here that they are not very sure about the treatment. They are not very sure. They've also said things like it is not. They can be sure of only evidence-based therapies or evidence-based medication, and this has been worrying us for a while as to how an age-old practice like Ayurveda, which is so popular over here, but at the same time, there's a large section of our medical fraternity which is not convinced about its efficacy. They're not convinced about its efficacy. They're not convinced about what the contents of the various drugs are. Whether there's any lead in it, could there be poisoning? If there's overconsumption and the like. And it was a difficult issue to look at. And when we were speaking to her office, Dr. Monica Sood's office, I said, will she be willing to speak about a topic that we want to be addressed? And we've been wanting a senior Ayurvedic physician to address it. And the topic is, how safe are Ayurvedic medicines? Facts, myths, and impact. We've got here Dr. Monica Sood, who is, as I mentioned, a senior Ayurvedic physician, and she is also she heads an Ayurvedic pharma company, so she knows what are those magic potions, scientifically researched potions, whatever you call it. I'm going to leave it over to you, Dr. Sood, for making your presentation and for speaking. As always, I must tell you, I have had a sneak peek into the presentation. It's fairly content rich, so don't worry if you've not been able to take down notes or register everything that is being said. As always, this webinar, the edited video, will be there on the Seniors Today website on Monday evening, so you can have a look at that. There will also be the takeaways, which are written by a medical practitioner, so you can also have a look at the takeaways. We've also requested Dr. Sood to share with her the presentation, so that in case it's not very visible on the screen, you can also see the PPT directly. So over to you, Dr. Sood, and once you finish your presentation, those of you who have questions, please put them in the Q&A tab. As always, mention your age and your gender. If you have any tough questions, if you would like to ask a question which is anonymously, you can do that. And Dr. Sood is here to speak with us. Over to you.
Thank you so much, Pradyumanji. So before starting with the myths and the facts about Ayurveda, I would like to briefly explain what actually Ayurveda is. So as we all know, it's a science of life. But what does it actually mean? It means that we have to keep ourselves healthy within our body and our mind. So when I say body and mind, here our health and our psychological health, it gets joined together. So you would come to know that Ayurveda has been practicing psychology and counseling from 5,000 years ago. So as we all know, it is originated in India more than 5,000 years ago, but it is based on three principles, which is different from the Western medical science. The three major principles of Ayurveda are Vata, Pitta, and Kapha. These principles actually constitute our body. On basis of these three principles, our entire body is functioning. So now, through Ayurveda, what does it mean? It means that how do you take care of yourself naturally? It does not mean entirely that you have to be dependent upon the medication. It doesn't say that you have to be dependent upon the mineral-based or herb-based medicine. Within our daily lives, we can, of course, change our lifestyle and we can inculcate Ayurveda into our lives. I'm sharing the screen with you. So as Pradyuman sir has asked that we have been talking a lot about Ayurveda, whether it is safe or not. Recently, we have found many cases in which people have been underwent major medical issues because of the high.
We can't see your screen. Sorry, we can't. You have the screen is not shared yet.
Oh, let me just have a look, please. I did share a screen. Okay. Is it okay now?
Yeah, absolutely fine.
Okay. So now I would say again, I'm coming back to, is Ayurveda safe? So as we have seen many cases which have actually given a lot of toxicity to people, and they have undergone the huge medical treatment. Many people, when they approach the Western medical doctors, they say that, have you ever taken Ayurvedic medicine? Are you undergoing the Ayurvedic therapy? If somebody comes to them with some liver problem or kidney issues, because as per FDA, Ayurvedic medicines include metals. So yes, I agree that the Ayurvedic treatments and medicines, they include minerals and metals. Don't you think that we take iron if we have less iron or less HB in our blood when we get ourselves checked? So similarly, even Ayurveda has minerals and metals which help you in gaining certain benefits of vitamins, minerals, but now you have to see that how these medicines are being prepared and what kind of medicines are you using, what is the standardization of medicines, and moreover, to which doctor are you approaching. So first of all, I would like to tell you one thing, that looking towards yourself, while checking yourself, you need to introspect your body. First of all, if you are not in any SOS condition, if you're not under a heart attack or any stroke, you are suffering from a normal problem, or you are suffering from any chronic disease also, like hypertension or diabetes, and you are not having any SOS condition, you will be undergoing a gradual process of medication and the disease in the same way. So if you will approach the Ayurvedic doctor, you have to check that what kind of medicines are they prescribing. There are many pharmaceutical companies in which all the medicines are prepared in a way it has been written in our Shastras. But at the same time, there are certain people, those who do not adhere to those rituals and to that standardization. So first of all, you should go for the medicines which are which have manufactured by authentic pharmaceutical companies. They should have a proper license, a manufacturing license, and if they're patent as well, the ingredients has to be mentioned, including the quantity and the quality of the product, which is generally mentioned on the labels. When we take anything, if we go to market and buy any packet of biscuit also, the ingredients are mentioned. Similarly, the ingredients are mentioned on every medicine, whether it's an Ayurvedic, allopathic, or homeopathic. You have to check those ingredients. You have to check the expiry. You have to check the manufacturing license on the same. FDA says that metals, minerals are not good for our health. But if in Ayurveda, the metals and these minerals are clarified and are purified in a proper way, as per our Shastras like Sushruta Samhita and Charak Samhita, if these medicines are manufactured and compounded in the true essence of it, then they are bliss for you. They're actually panacea for you. So going to now what research says about Ayurveda, how Ayurveda is safe. See, as I told you that you have to depend upon the pharmaceutical companies which have the authentication. Now, if we talk about the comparison with the Western medical science and Ayurveda, I would say that yes, there are many medicines in Western medical science which give you side effects. Whereas even Ayurvedic medicines, if you take in longer run, if they are not properly propounded and if they are not meant for you, they will also give you side effects. I'm sharing a screen in which there is a trial, clinical trial in year 2013, which was conducted for osteoarthritis, a product which is called glucosamine sulfate. It is a product in Ayurvedic which has been actually in comparison is used with the celecoxib drug, and both of these things have equally helped the people in osteoarthritis. Secondly, another steroid, methotrexate. You must be aware if you are suffering from any acute skin disease or arthritis, or anybody in your family who has ever had cancer. Methotrexate is a steroid which is often used by the medical health practitioners. So when methotrexate is administered to an arthritis patient, and similarly, a product of Ayurveda, which was propounded with 40 ingredients, they had the same effect on the patient. Whereas the methotrexate takes away all your immunity. It is an immunosuppressant drug. Whereas Ayurveda is giving you the benefit by giving you the similar result, but not taking away your immunity. So there are many other studies, like there was a study in diabetes type 2, where the other medicine of, allopathic medicine has been used and the Ayurvedic medicine has been used, which had 5 ingredients. It resulted in a safe set of medicine. So there are many medicines like this which are helpful. So I would not say that Ayurveda is unsafe. Ayurveda was never unsafe. The preparation of Ayurvedic medicines is, if it is not properly made, then it is unsafe. So now, what are the Ayurvedic myths and facts? Many people say that only vegetarians have best health. They can only get best treatments. Those who are vegetarians, they will only get benefited from the Ayurvedic treatment. This is not at all true. You can have anything, whatever you want to have. Like even many people, those who eat non-vegetarian, fish, chicken, or if there are many people, those who are Jains, they don't eat garlic, onion, and ginger also. I would say that all these things are healthy as per your body. I'm coming to the introspection of body with the myths of Ayurveda, because you are a person, you are the main, teacher of your body. You are the main person of who has the cognizance of your body. So nobody knows better than who you are. Nobody knows your body better than what you know about your body. So I would suggest here that start introspecting your body. In fact, if you have a stomach pain today, you should introspect that why it started. You have the treatment and diagnosis in your hands. Until and unless, again, I would say it is to some SOS condition where, of course, you have to run to a doctor, where you have to run to a hospital, or you need an immediate admission. But if in day-to-day, daily life, if you are having small little problems, you should know how to handle them. Because after all, it's your own body. Another myth is that Ayurveda has zero side effect. No, even Ayurvedic treatment has side effects. I just mentioned that we have minerals, we have metals, we have different type of ingredients in Ayurveda. There are many herbs in Ayurveda which are actually those flowers and herbs which are considered as poison. But after clarifying them and purifying them, they turn into panacea. I have also cured many patients suffering from asthma and arthritis of such medicines which are deadly, but they, after clarifying them, after purifying and propounding them into the exact dosage, it has resulted into the benefit, and it has made people cure of certain diseases. So if you are having Ayurvedic medicine for an elongated period, for example, if you are having medicine on your own, you have taken one medicine like ashwagandha. It's a normal herb which has been maybe formulated in the form of powder or a tablet. You have taken it over the counter after searching the Google. Wow, ashwagandha is going to help you in soothing your brain and increasing your immunity, and you are having it continuously for 2 months, 3 months, 6 months. What is it's going to happen? It will give you the toxicity of over medication. You should always consult the right healthcare practitioner, right Ayurvedic practitioner to consume the medicine. You should know the constitution of body, your own body, that which constitution you have, whether you are a Vata person or a Pitta person or a Kapha person. Where are you falling? Which medicine is suiting you? No doubt, Ayurveda is based on herbs, based on minerals. But again, your body should also accept that medicine. So never take medicine on your own, because even Ayurveda has side effects if not taken properly. Then people say that Ayurvedic medicines have no expiration. This is wrong. Everything has a shelf life. You cannot keep your food for 20 days. You cannot cook your food and keep in a fridge and it will last for 20 days. No, it won't. Similarly, everything has an expiration. But in certain medicines in Ayurveda, like arishtams, what we have, if we keep it for a little longer period, because they get fermented. So if you keep it for a little longer period and their shelf life is also more, it will give you much more benefits. Again, it's a matter from individual to individual and medicine to medicine that which has a longer expiration date or a lesser expiration date. But yes, Ayurvedic medicines have expiration date because they have been formulated by us. We are not putting preservatives into it. So now we say that Ayurveda only uses natural things. We do use natural things. It is not a myth. But at the same time, as I told you earlier, there are, if you need to have a calcium, if you need to increase your cartilage in the body, I'm giving an example to you to make you understand easily that if you want to increase collagen in your body, there are many plant-based collagens which you will find in Ayurveda, because many people do not consume non-vegetarian food. But the actual collagen, it comes from the fish bones or the vitamin E. If we talk about omega-3, they all come from fish. So as an Ayurvedic industry or as an Ayurvedic practitioner, I would not lie to you that we use minerals, we use metals, purified metals, we use purified sulfur, we use oils, fish oils, we use all kind of use of calciums to maintain the efficacy of the medicines, but not in all the medicines, in very few medicines. So that is why I always say that please adhere to the ingredients which are mentioned on the labels, that what is the content of the medicine that you are taking. If you do not intend to take any non-vegetarian ingredient, so you should know that it is mentioned on the label. Now I'm coming to that, why is Ayurveda lagging behind? Every year, around 1,500 students, they become Ayurvedic doctors. But still, why Ayurveda is lagging behind? Because these young students and scholars, though they are very enthusiastic, they want to do a lot in Ayurvedic industry, there is a lag in research and development. Everybody wants to get into the rat race of becoming a doctor. Nobody wants to get into the research. The kind of research and development we have in Western medicine, I would accept openly that we do not have in Ayurveda. So I urge to many people, I urge to the government as well, that we need to focus on the research and development of Ayurveda. Many biomedical scientists who are still skeptical, they do not want to open up the formulations. Don't you think that we have formulations to cure many chronic diseases? We do have. But many people are there who have just kept them to themselves, and they do not want to open for the mankind, just because to create a monopoly of their own. And moreover, as I said earlier, that we do not have very good research and development in Ayurveda. There are less research methodologies, less research journals and papers about Ayurveda. We do not get many additions to it as we get in the Western medical science. If you go into Western medical science, we'll see that every month, every week, you are finding new research. But here, our research is less. But this doesn't mean that Ayurveda is not good. The kind of medical science we carry, I can vouch that it is million times better than Western medical science. Don't you think that when the modern medicine was not present, how we used to get cured? People used to undergo the surgeries at that time. They used to undergo the major surgeries. They used to undergo the major treatment of major chronic diseases. Who was helping at that time? Only Ayurveda was helping. What was there? The diligence of the Vedyas of those times, or the saints, I would say, of those times. They helped. They were pure. They were doing the right thing. They were making and propounding the medicines in the right way, and it was giving the best of the results. So Ayurveda is not bad. Ayurveda is not fake. Only due to these changes in the gradual years in the past over the years, and our inclination towards more towards the Western medicine, because of its SOS results, because of its immediate results, we have turned to allopathy. But don't you think that the allopathy also gives us so many side effects? So it is you who has to answer me now, that what would you feel is good, Ayurveda or allopathy? Ayurveda has side effects, but less side effects. It is not going to say that if you are having one allopathic medicine, it's going to ruin your liver or kidneys. In Ayurveda, the overdosage or the prolonged use of medicine can be an issue. If the medicine is not propounded properly, can be an issue. But otherwise, if a properly formulated medicine taken in a requisite dose, given by an appropriate practitioner, will benefit you immensely. So I'm coming to small topics now. What is health? We know that health is not only the absence of disease. It is the balance of Vata, Pitta, and Kapha in our body. The health, which is actually a presence of good mental health, presence of our being healthy, getting away from general diseases, and how to help ourselves to keep us healthy, which will again help us in reducing and getting us away from the normal daily general diseases. So disease is the disturbance or imbalance of these three principles in our physical body, that is Vata, Pitta, and Kapha. The disturbance and the imbalance of our conscious mind and our health. We have to keep our mental health, our consciousness, and our physical health at same parameters. Disruption of any of these three doshas, which are Vata, Pitta, and Kapha, will of course trouble you and give you disease, maybe in a smaller way or a bigger way. So chronic diseases are those diseases which generally occur with the temporary imbalance of these three doshas. And when we do not look on these imbalances and they get untreated, these diseases change into chronic diseases. For example, that we are having a lot of refined sugar in a day, and continuous usage of refined sugar will one fine day pave our way towards diabetes. But if we take that sugar in a smaller quantity, if instead of taking the refined sugar, we take an organic sugar, or we take jaggery in a very little quantity, or we use it and alternatively we use honey, it is going to give us much more benefit. We have to be conscious of what we are having and eating in our daily life. That will keep us away from chronic diseases. Now, if you talk about infectious diseases, we all know that infectious diseases are the communicable diseases, like we underwent COVID, and there are many bacteria and viruses which are present in today around us in our environment. So they give us the communicable or infectious diseases, and for that we have to keep ourselves safe by increasing the immunity. Again, our immunity will be increased by keeping our body and mind healthy, by using the right lifestyle changes, by using the right ingredients of our food in our daily life. So now I would tell you, I've been talking a lot about Vata, Pitta, and Kapha, these three elements. So for your general information, I would say that Vata, Pitta, and Kapha have another spheres, 5 elements that are made up of ether, air, fire, water, and earth. So what is Vata? Vata is air present in our body. And how we denote this air? That sometimes I will give you an example that we are suffering from headache or we are suffering from lower back pain. If it is a normal lower back pain or if it's a headache, why I would say it's a Vata disease? Because by increase of Vata, increasing of air, which generates in our body, it goes and gets placed at the certain places in our body where we are not able to, where it's not able to expel from our body. So that is how when Vata stays in our body, it gives us pain, maybe in our stomach, as in the formation of gas. It might give in lower back pain. It might give us pain in our knees. It might give us a normal headache, which might in turn become a migraine in longer run, maybe in over the years. A normal headache can also turn into a migraine. But how? Because the Vata is at its peak. Now, Kapha. Kapha is the lubrication in our body. I will associate Kapha when in the uterus of a female, in our lungs, where there is a lubrication. When somebody suffers from normal cough and cold, it means that Kapha is increased. The mucus, it has been made in our body. The lubrication increases. It wants to get expelled from the body. So, Kapha is the lubrication in our body. Pitta is the heat of our body. Heat. Where do you find heat? Where do you find HCl in the body? Hydrochloric acid is found maximum in our stomach. The hydrochloric acid, the acid which we used to clean our homes, is also present in our stomach. Imagine if our hydrochloric acid increases and if the bile of our body increases, what does it become? It generates heats. It generates ulcers in our mouth. It gives you indigestion. It gives you gastrointestinal troubles. This is what Pitta does to you. There are many other things. I'll share a screen with you for that as well. So now I would say that what is Vata force? Vata force is the flowers, plants, leaves that are in open air. That attracts most of the Vata. Kapha are the roots in the depth of the earth. Roots, potatoes is one example. Pitta are the spices, seeds, dry fruits. Have you ever thought that whenever you are suffering from any gastrointestinal trouble, any Ayurvedic physician or any allopathic physician would always suggest you do not have spices because they are hot in nature. It will increase your pitta. I'm sharing the screen. Kindly note this down. These are the factors. What are the symptoms of Vata? What all diseases you have by Vata, and how are they caused? Vata, Pitta, and Kapha. So these are these which I have just mentioned to you. So the characteristics of these three doshas. Then I'm sharing the causes of Vata, Pitta, and Kapha. We have the balance in our body, but something instigates us. Our environment instigates us, or we are the culprits who try to always, push the imbalance of these three principles in our body, which become imbalanced, and then we move towards the illnesses. So everyday measures. So normal everyday measures for everyone is nutritious diet. Eat. Being as you grow old, people tend to eat less food. In these days, many people are having intermittent fasting to keep themselves healthy. But intermittent fasting is only good for those who have kapha dosh, not for those who are suffering from vata and pitta dosh. If they will have intermittent fasting, it will trouble them more than benefiting them. So again, you should know the constitution of your body. You should know your body, introspect your body, and you should know that what things, what ingredients, what food you are choosing per day, every day to keep yourself healthy. The screen which I shared, these two notes which I have shared in the screen, please go through them carefully. This will help you in depicting your own constitution of the body. You will come to know that in which category are you falling. So then, now in everyday measures, first is nutritious diet. Choose the ingredients of the food wisely. Exercise as per your choice, as per your the requirement of your body. It's necessary. You have to stay positive. Mental health is very much important in having a good and healthy life. Drink plenty of water, again, as per the constitution of your body. Chewing neem leaves are very good for your health. Sleep at least minimum for 6 hours and maximum from 8 to 9 hours. Always adhere to early to bed and early to rise will help you. A few must have in your daily diet for increasing your immunity. I won't say that you have to have it every day, but you can have off and on the turmeric milk. You can have a fresh cooked vegetable soup with little black pepper, ginger, garlic, again, as per the constitution of your body. Then honey in lukewarm water. I would add here that honey doesn't have any shelf life. You can keep honey for 3,000 years also intact. If it is in a closed lid, you can keep it for 3,000 years as well. So amla, which we call gooseberry, is very good. Coconut water. Then if you are suffering from kapha dosh, please strictly follow that you should have warm salads. You should have sorted vegetables. Drink herbal tea, green tea, hot water. Have 7 to 10 almonds every day, 2 walnuts every day. It will give you the daily calcium and minerals and vitamins. Instead of using refined oil, use the clarified ghee. One thing I would like to add here, that we find organic ghee, we find organic oil everywhere around. But who knows that whether it has been organically made or not? Only the label says it's organically made. So I would suggest here that try to consume as much as what you make it on your own. So use clarified cow, desi ghee of cow ghee, or use coconut oil. You can get the compressed coconut oil in front of you. You can get the mustard oil compressed in front of you. So these things you have to do to help yourself and to make yourself healthy. Always remember that at least anyone can have one peeled apple. Always peel apple and have it. Do not have it with its skin. It gives you constipation. So always have a peeled apple. So you have to follow your certain lifestyle. You have to make changes in your lifestyle on daily basis to keep yourself healthy. It's not very difficult to change your lifestyle. There are small little things which will help you in keeping you healthy. We have Ayurveda in our kitchen. We have so many kitchen herbs like elaichi, that is cardamom, cinnamon, long pepper, bay leaves, ashwagandha, tulsi, mulatti, lemon, cow ghee, mint, then saunf. All these things are Ayurvedic products, which are our kitchen herbs. You should know how to use them. I have already mentioned in the chart, which I have shared with you earlier, that it has everything in that. Please follow it. Now, ideal wake up and bed times for these 3 dosha people. Vata people should wake up at 6 a.m., should sleep by 10 p.m. Similarly, Pitta at 5:30 a.m., sleep between 10 to 11 p.m. Kapha people should wake up early in the morning. They are the laziest people. And they should sleep 11 at midnight. Similarly, the meal times, if you adhere to these meal times for Vata, Pitta, and Kapha, you will be able to balance these 3 doshas in the body. So if you are suffering from Vata, or if you know that you have a prominence of Vata, Pitta, or Kapha, please adhere to these meal timings. I'm sharing this on the screen. So I'm coming to arthritis, the prevalence and the prognosis of arthritis. Now, there's a few things: arthritis, diabetes. These are the problems which generally our senior citizens are, they have been troubled with and they are prone to it. So Ayurveda has a lot of medicines as well as the lifestyle changes and diet to manage arthritis. So please be conscious to have your right diet, like Ayurvedic herbs like gugulu, ashwagandha, turmeric in our kitchen, of course, is an anti-inflammatory drug. But again, we use turmeric in our daily life. So start having all these things. Ashwagandha is a plant. Instead of opting for a medicine from outside, Why don't you grow ashwagandha in your pot and use ashwagandha every day, a little bit of ashwagandha every day in your life, in your daily food? It will help you as you are using turmeric. So these things are there which you have to be conscious of, which you should know that how you are going to use it. Now coming to panchkarma therapies like massages, what we call abhyangam, we call massages with medicated oil. You should know that what kind of massage your body requires to detoxify yourself. So panchkarma therapies, massages, vedanas, like steam therapies, then medicated enemas, all these are bastis. These all are the panchkarma therapies, which are really going to alleviate the symptoms of arthritis and osteoarthritis in your from your body, from your system. Now, prevalence of and prognosis of diabetes. There are many herbal medicines which are helpful in diabetes. Ayurveda is offering many herbs, many form of teas. Using the right amount of those herbs and teas, I have already mentioned in my slide that using all these things will actually help you in reducing diabetes, specifically the Indian blackberry, that is Kala Jamun. The seed of Kala Jamun is helpful in reducing diabetes. Karela as a bitter gourd, as a vegetable, helps in reducing diabetes. So there are certain things which actually help you. The bitter thing, neem itself helps you in reducing diabetes. But will you be able to have the neem juice every day? You have to develop that taste for that. But if you do these lifestyle modifications, I'm sure it is going to help you a lot. Managing stress. If you can manage stress on your own, it would be really beneficial. If you cannot, I would suggest please take a counselor's advice on that. Hypertension. There are many herbal remedies for hypertension like Arjun Chal. There is Sarpagandha as the plant. These things actually help in reducing blood pressure. But again, I would say while moving towards the medicine, you should use the herbal option of this. You can take the plants, you can use vegetables, fruits, grains. You can use them in your daily diet and help yourself. Recently, AstraZeneca has approved and accepted that their vaccination had a lot of issues, and the ingredients which they had, the chemicals which they had in their vaccination is coagulating the blood. It is the source of clots in the blood, which might cause cardiac arrest and the strokes as well. So how to get rid of this now? Since you'll see that small children till adults and old people, they all are suffering, they are all undergoing this problem. So I would say that please have a lot of water. Start having Arjun Chal, the Arjun bark, powder it, mix it in your milk or tea, strain it, and then start having a little bit of it, so to reduce the coagulation of blood. Having water, having lemon water a day. Instead of having Limc or any other vitamin C, please turn to the normal vegetables and fruits. Go for lime juice, go for oranges, go for normal natural vitamin C. Add ragi, nachani powder, nachani in your daily meal. Add millets in your meal if you really want to get away from the risks of the vaccinations which we all have taken actually. So there are a few principles I am mentioning here for healthy lifestyle. First principle is wake up early. Kindly go through the slide. I guess we have a little shortage of time here, so I'm just, giving you only the basic structure of that. The first principle is wake up early in Brahma Muhurta around between 4 to 5 p.m. every day. Then I would say that practicing yoga is very much essential for you. If you do yoga, if you practice yoga for 10 to 15 minutes also in a day, early in the morning, in open air, it is going to help you immensely. Tips for starting yoga are mentioned here. You should be clear of your stomach. Bowels should be empty. You should wear loose clothes, quick shower. You can have a little bit of 2, 3, 4, 5 leaves of, you can chew 4, 5 leaves of neem before starting yoga. And please make sure that while entering into an asana, you should inhale oxygen, you should breathe in, and while coming out of that asana, you should exhale. People do not know this, so they spoil their entire system. So yoga would also be helpful if you either take it from an appropriate instructor or if you do it in a proper posture and in a proper way. Sweetness in the morning. Those people who are not suffering from diabetes, I would suggest them to have hot honey water. Do not have it in a lukewarm water. Never cook honey, because overcooked honey becomes poisonous. So please go through this third slide. Another principle is that please use 5 dark colored fruits and vegetables daily in your daily diet. These dark colored fruits and vegetables are really helpful because they are filled up with antioxidants. Never ever consume the unseasonal fruits and vegetables which are been stored in the cold storage. Always use an appropriate seasonal fruits and vegetables, because they are meant to be used in that season as per the season and the way our body transforms in those seasons. Always cook the food in a way that it should be digested in 3 hours after you consume it. If you're feeling that your food is not digested in 3 hours, then there's an issue with either with your food or either with your digestive system also. Another principle is that please walk. Those people who are young, those who are going to office, and if they are not staying in metro cities, I would of course suggest them to walk to their offices. Stop using cars and scooters or motorcycles, because walking is the best exercise. One major principle I would like to share with you is sipping of water. Please have a good amount of water in one go. Don't keep on sipping the water. It is going to reduce sodium out of your body. If you're sipping water, if you're having 1 glass of water in 20 minutes, it means that in one sip, the amount of sodium which has released is as similar to the amount of sodium it will release with 1 glass of water. So please have, if you're having 200, 300 ml of water, please have it in one go. Do not keep on sipping the water. And at least have 3 to 4 liters of water per day. Restful sleep is very much essential for a happier and healthier life. So those people who sleep well, they actually get away from diseases. 6 to 8 hours sleep is required minimally for a healthy lifestyle and for a healthy body. Before sleeping, your food should be digested. You should eat your food 3 hours before sleeping. And if you're okay, you can take a shower before sleeping. It will cleanse your body. It will cleanse the toxins out of your body and you will have a restful sleep. A small note on malnutrition. We all know what malnutrition is. We all are suffering. There is an undernutrition, there is a micronutrient related nutrition, and there is overweight and obesity. So undernutrition, of course, are in those people, those who do not get proper vitamins and minerals, those people who are in the poverty line. But we are the people who are actually suffering from micronutrient related malnutrition, that we are not consuming the proper food. We are not taking the proper food, so our body is not assimilating the vitamins and minerals from that food. So that is what we are suffering from. Every one of us are suffering from micronutrient related malnutrition. Please go through this. So what is our immune system? Now, immune system is again when our immunity works against the infections. Now, if our lungs are good, our lungs will not catch, we will not catch cough and cold easily. So this is a small example I'm giving you that we have to make our body strong. We have to make our immunity strong without adopting the daily practices, daily lifestyle changes in day-to-day life. So if we want to keep ourselves at bay from these infections, we have to increase our immunity. And immunity cannot be increased only by eating food. We have an innate immunity also. But to augment that innate immunity, what you have to do is that you have to choose your food wisely. Eating all the time to increase immunity is not worth it. choosing the right food, right time, right exercise, right water is what will help increase your immunity. I'm sharing a few recipes. Kindly jot them down for for immunity and health. Ashwagandha milk, increasing memory power in children and adults. That is Brahmi milk. How to take care of your high blood pressure with normal juice and peach juice and coconut water and orange juice. Then there is a small recipe for gas and flatulence as well. So kindly note down all these. So it will actually help you a lot. So here I finish with my lecture. Thank you
Thank you
so
very
much,
much.
sir. I took a lot of time today. I mean, but
Well, it was detailed, and
yeah,
since this is the first time that the Health Live at Seniors Today series is having a focus on Ayurveda, I
okay.
think it's a good start. As
Hmm.
I mentioned, this entire presentation, first of all, it's part of the video. Second, it's the entire presentation is there on the will be there on the website on Monday evening as an attachment, so you can have a look at that. But of course, it's good to watch the presentation as Dr. Monica Sood is going to be talking about it, so you can watch the entire video on Monday evening when it is there online. Doctor, can I know it's all 5:50. Can I take some questions?
Of course, please go ahead.
So this is a question from Mr. Prakash Jaktiani, who
Mm-hmm.
asks, can regular use of glucosamine sulfate lead to diabetes?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not very sure whether we should answer this, but since he's asked and he's a regular, would you like to answer?
See, as I said, that any medicine, if it is taken for prolonged use, is harmful for the body. Now, glucosamine sulfate, of course, if it's taken for more than 2 months, it is going to cause adverse effects on your body in many ways. It's not only diabetes; it can cause you many other harmful effects also. Any medicine, not only glucosamine, any medicine, allopathic, homeopathic, or Ayurvedic, if taken for a prolonged time without the consultation of a doc, I would say it's not healthy for you.
Thank you, Doctor. There's a question which is on a similar issue, which is by Shamla Ravi. Is it safe to use Ayurveda in the long term? Is her question. And a second question which he asks is, why are Ayurvedic medicine not approved by the FDA?
See, first question I would answer him, yes, that Ayurvedic medicines can be used for a longer period of time, but that again is the case from individual to individual. See, if a person is suffering from some chronic disease and your doctor has prescribed you the course of 4 months or 6 months, you should go for those 4 or 6 months. But again, it would depend upon the doctor, the patient, and the medicine, that what kind of medicine they are using and what kind of medicine is being prescribed. I would suggest that any medicine again is not good to take beyond 6 months of time, though it's Ayurveda also, because as I mentioned that we do generally add certain minerals into the Ayurvedic medicines. They are do purified, they are clarified, but again, we should have timely blood tests. Secondly, we should have a proper medication from a proper authenticated pharmaceutical company and an authenticated doctor as well, so that you should consume in the right amount as per your practitioner's choice.
Dr. Sood, you've said something very important.
Yeah.
An authenticated doctor.
Yeah.
Now, tell me where, how does one locate an Ayurvedic, authenticated Ayurvedic doctor? I know there are, doctors, there are several doctors around. If you go on the streets of any big city today, you'll find these Ayurvedic practitioners tented up, etc. But what is the qualification that you look at? For instance, if for an allopath, you have the MBBS, which is there, and of course, beyond that, there's BAMS, which is there for Ayurveda. What are the kind of qualifications should one should be looking at?
At least one should be looking for a BAMS doctor. The full form of BAMS doctor is Bachelors of Ayurvedic Medicine and Surgery. Even Ayurvedic doctor knows how to perform a surgery. We undergo a complete, set of anatomy sessions, and we dissect the bodies, and we also, have Shalya Chikitsa. A surgery is called Shalya Chikitsa in Ayurveda. So I would say that you should go for a BAMS doctor, an authenticated BAMS doctor, and there are good BAMS doctors also available. But see, I would suggest you not to go to those kind of doctors who are sitting under in a street. They might be a BMS doctor. They might not have a place to sit, or they do not have an area to sit, or they do not have a shop or a house to maintain their clinic. So they might be sitting on the street. But then a patient should have that much guts to ask that person that, are you a certified doctor? The medicine which you are giving us, is it certified? Kindly prescribe the medicine on your letterhead. We will take it from the market. And if you're giving us this pudiya, if you're giving us this capsule, which is filled by yourself, kindly tell us the ingredients and do the signature on the letterhead of yours.
But tell me something, there are several institutes which are offering this doctor degree, and which are Ayurvedic and alternative medicine, etc. So is there a standard, is there some a website that one can refer to verify that the doctor whom there's, a person is meeting or is going to be consulting is from a well-known institute?
See, every doctor is registered with Ayush. And everybody can follow the Ayush website to check online about the doctors. That's it.
We've had recently a case where there's a very well-known medical facility in northern India which has been under a cloud because of its advertising, etc. So, the concern is of the quality of products, the quality, and just because the person is advertising, does it mean that it's good quality?
So I would add something very frankly. I would add something here, and I would suggest you something. I won't take the name of the medicine, but there are a lot of antibiotics which we are using for cough and cold, normal antibiotics. This is my personal experience, and I would suggest you in Ayurveda and allopathy both, that every company, every pharmaceutical company, whether it is allopathic or Ayurvedic, there will be the differences in the parameters. If you are having one X medicine of allopathy as an antibiotic from an X company, and then you are having another same medicine, same salt from Y company, there will be the difference in the results. 101% I can tell you, being the standardization taken care of in allopathy also, why we feel the difference. If you take, हम क्यों बोलते हैं कि हम दवाई सिप्ला की लेंगे? Why do we say that we'll take the medicine of Cipla, we'll take the medicine of Sun Pharma, or we take the medicine of Abbott? Why don't we say that we'll take the medicine from any local company? Why don't we trust them? Because we do not trust on the quality of the ingredients. Similarly, the case goes to Ayurveda also. If you are taking Chyawanprash of X company and you are taking Chyawanprash of Y company, there will be a difference of 2 poles apart. I can just vouch for that.
Doctor, there are so many questions that have come in. I think we'll absolutely to have another session with you. But a few quick questions from Dina Biani. Is ashwagandha good for elderly women?
Yes, it is good for elderly women. But again, I would say that, is she suffering from any complications, problems? For what she wants to have ashwagandha? Because ashwagandha as a plant-based thing, we take the stem of ashwagandha to use. The ashwagandha powder is used for some other problem. The ashwagandha tablet is used for some other problem. And ashwagandha as enriched is used for something else. So for what she wants to use ashwagandha, it is her, she has to tell us first.
So my advice to you, to all our viewers here today is, as I always give, is that a session like this is advisory in nature.
Yes.
If you have a specific issue, please consult a recognized medical practitioner. In this case, Ayurvedic practitioner. Of course, Dr. Monica Sood is available for teleconsult and for a contact, so you can always contact her. And we will be mentioning her coordinates in the takeaways that we carry on Monday. One more question, Doctor. this is from Prakash Jaktiani, and I know a lot of people have this. Is regular use of isabgol could it lead to some health issues?
See, the overuse of isabgol over the period of time, what will happen that if you're using it off and on, if you're using it for a 1 year or 6 months, is still okay because it is only the husk. But okay, using it for n number of years might spoil the inner lining of your intestines. Though we eat wheat also, we eat roti also, we eat bakari as well, we eat jwar, bajra, roti, everything. But that is the whole wheat atta we eat. But here, the whole wheat flour we eat. Here, it is the husk, the isabgol. So while using it again and again, anything you overuse is troublesome for your health. I would again say, if you eat 1 kg of mangoes, don't you think it will create epistaxis to you? I mean, your nose will start bleeding. So, who will have 1 kilo of mangoes? Similarly, it's the same thing.
In our part of the country, mangoes are had peti bharte. Anyway, there's a question which is there. There are quite a few questions that have come in. I'm just going to ask some relevant questions. This is from an anonymous attendee. Amla is supposed to be good for body, but I developed constipation after consuming amla or chawanprash. I told this to an Ayurvedic doctor, but the doctor didn't agree. What is your advice?
First of all, that what kind of constitution of body he carries, whether he's suffering from vata, pitta, or whether he's suffering from which is the most prominent, part in his body, the principle in his body, first of all. Secondly, did he consume amla or did he consume amla in chawanprash? First of all, I want to know this, because if he consumed amla as a fruit, it cannot give you constipation. But if you consumed amla in chawanprash, then it might give you constipation, because I don't know from which pharmaceutical company he picked up the chawanprash.
Right.
These are the facts. There are many pharmaceutical companies which are not even adding amla as an amla in chawanprash, you see.
Right. Thank you. I'll ask 2 more questions. One is from Mr. Rajiv Muthidat, who asks, what is the general advice to a person with a combination of vata and kapha body type?
See, the advices I have already mentioned in the slide, they can jot down from there. I have given all the permutations and combinations of spices, fruits, vegetables. So the advice is already there for him.
Right. And one last question. What is the alkaline vegetable and alkaline fruit that you would recommend?
Cucumber, of course, for the people who are suffering from vata and pitta. Not for the kaphas, those people. And watermelon, of course, the best alkalizer if it is not adulterated.
Thank you very much. I know there are questions which are being asked by KJ Dadaji, Ranjana Kiran, Shobha Srivastava, but they are a little specific, and I would like to avoid any prescription of any medicines over here. Thank you very much, Dr. Monica Sood, for this very detailed presentation. We've taken almost over an hour today, which happens actually once in a blue moon on Health Life sessions. But thank you very much for this detailed presentation. I think this is a question that we've been wanting to ask someone, and you were so kind to take this on, to take on this challenge to address the views of our viewers. Perhaps many doubts that are there in their minds, many doubts that are there in my mind. Thank you very much once again, and to all of you here, we will be back once again for the Health Live at Seniors Today. Those of you who are required to vote, whose voting is there on Monday or next Saturday, please go out and vote. It's important that we all vote. I voted last week. 13th was the day when there was voting in my constituency. So please go out and vote. I know it's a bit of a problem. I know it's hot and grimy, etc. But it is important that we all do that. Thank you very much once again, and thank you to your team to having facilitated this. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Sorry, 1 second. We will be, you have to see this. I'm going to play. Are we ready with the video of this issue, Feroz? So we've just out with this latest issue of Seniors Today magazine, and I'm going to request our producer to play the video of the magazine. Okay, so we do not have the video of the magazine ready, but it's just been published. We have a special issue on our cover is on written by one of India's top sexologists, who has actually taken a session with us in the past, and Dr. Rajan Bhosle has written about it. There are other, as always, topics that we have. We have unfortunately run out of time, so we'll not be able to play the video, but we will do that next week. Thank you very much once again.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much for having me here.
Subscribe now and press the bell icon. Never miss an update.